Guys, Keith Trades. Today is January 8th, and another very calm day. I went 1 for 1. I called 2 more wins, and that was all we need. Again, we know the price action was choppy today. If I see my setup, I'm going to execute it 10 times out of 10. But coming to my pre-market plan, I had 2 scenarios, and they ended up both hitting, just not the way I wanted to see it. So I said we stay in line with the bullish news as previous day's low was swept. I'll look for the rotation long. I was either looking for a retrace to the 15-minute fair value gap, which was the trade I got, with 15 retrace and respect, or buyers for the 1 hour to look for higher targets, which never came to be about. And then I had this plan. We're in the 1 hour bearish, right? If we reject and respect and continue the downtrend, we can look for these targets. So ended up both getting played out. But again, let's get into structure. Again, my main look was how we acted at this 1 hour fair value gap. Understanding that we had already swept out lows. And my targets 22.21 and 21.207 were just lows on the day. My main point was going to be this pre-market low. And then higher time frames, we had these accumulation lows here, which was my final target, which is that 07. So coming into the structure for the day, my 15-minute fair value gap I was looking at was here. I was looking for some retrace back into it and potentially run out this target here. So my first trade came as a scalp trade. Again, we understand the market was very choppy, but I was okay seeing that we had the accumulation. We downside manipulated and found buying out of the 15-minute fair value gap. I took a scalp at this 1 minute fair value gap. Again, my target was this high, but I wanted to play the trade tight. Why do I play the trade tight? Because we have to adapt to conditions. We notice the market's not smooth. We know it's choppy. So I got my long here. Nasty drawdown, but my stop was placed at 301. So I had a 23-point stop loss, and my full TP was looking for 69 points. But I was totally fine scaling at this internal high. All right, 25-point risk. I made a 30-point gain. I scaled, got break even at the 1-to-1, a little bit above a 1-to-1. I moved my stop up in a little bit of profit, and it got break even. And I wasn't surprised about that. I knew it wasn't going to deliver smooth, so I'm going to take my profits where it lies. And then we ended up sweeping out this internal low and finding buying. I called this potential inverse setup here. Got the candle closure above. Once we dipped a bit down, I called the long. And obviously, my original target was these accumulation buy side highs, which we know is going to get taken out. So this was another potential trade you could have taken that I called out in the chat. But the best trade on the day came from the short look. So again, my plan, right? If we get rejections off the 1 hour, I'm looking for these targets lower. But we did not get the full delivery smoothly. But we ended up sweeping out the highs and leaving a nice SMT here. Boom. Opening accumulation highs, swept on NQ. If we go to ES at that same time point, we can see that these opening highs here, here, and here, and here, when we made that retrace move higher, we failed to sweep out these highs. So we have a lower high for ES and a higher high for NQ with that 1 hour fair value gap around here. Rejection. And then I called for a 380 short, which is going to be the SMT inverse. Close above. You can either short this close. We had a member short the retrace. And I wanted to play this trade internally because we know conditions. Scale break even at this low. And then I'll have my full TP here at this low. So this trade was a 12-point stop loss to make 50 points to 95 points. We had the member take fully out at the 50-point mark, which is totally fine. And that was what we did for the AM session. Took a personal scalp here for 30 points. I called the re-entry here, and I called one more setup here for the short. So 1 personal win for me, but 3 for 3 on live with the callouts. And I want to go over one more trade. Again, we knew there was FOMC meeting minutes, so we did not hop on the PM. We were content with our win, which you should be, only looking for 1 win. But this was a very great quality setup, in my opinion. and I really did like this trade. So we swept out lows, and now I'm looking for the long reversal, and it comes from this 5-minute inverse fair value gap. So we swept out sell side lows. Did we see continuation lower? No. We get the inverse close above, and we get the retrace here. So you can either long the inverse, but for me, I would not. I would wait for more data because this market's choppy. We find buying out of that gap, and you can look at a long from this fair value gap here, and just placing your stop at the 5 inverse. And this trade absolutely ripped, and it would have hit full TPs up here. In my opinion, I would not have held that. I would have played this trade tight, and I would have likely looked at my first target to be this 15-minute fair value gap fill first, and potentially looking at discount of the range, which is just right there as well. So this trade would have paid pretty nicely at a 14-point risk to net 40, 50-ish points. Runners could have hit 100 plus points. But that's a very simple day for me. Green all week. And we're going to take tomorrow off because we have that day of mourning for President Jimmy Carter, who passed away. And we're going to come on Friday, small size, continue to crush it. But that's going to be it for January 8th recap. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you want to join the Discord, we have a link in the bio. We'd be happy to have you. Until next time, guys. Peace out.